In the summer of 2014, Derek and Maria Broaddus were on cloud nine, thinking they had snagged their dream home, a stunning 6-bedroom house at 657 Boulevard in the charming town of Westfield, New Jersey. Picture this: tree-lined streets, perfectly manicured lawns, and a close-knit community that felt straight out of a feel-good movie. They were just days away from moving in with their 3 little ones, excitement buzzing in the air, when a letter showed up. It was addressed simply to the new owner. At first glance, it seemed like a friendly welcome note, neat handwriting, a touch of old-fashioned charm, and polite words. But as Derek dove deeper into the letter, he felt a chill creeping in. The words began to twist and turn into something far more sinister than he ever expected. What could this mean for their new life? Dearest new neighbor at 657 Boulevard, it began, almost like a friendly neighborly greeting, right? Allow me to welcome you to the neighborhood. My grandfather watched the house in the 1920s, my father watched in the 1960s, and now it's my turn to keep an eye on things. Do you know the history of the house? What secrets lie within the walls of 657 Boulevard? The letter went on to describe the house in such eerie detail, the renovations Derek and Maria had been making, the number of rooms, and even the ages of their kids. Have they found what's in the walls yet? The writer asked, chillingly curious. I'm pleased to know your children have already begun to play in the yard. I will call them by name once I learn them. No signature, just a hauntingly simple. The Watcher. It felt like a scene straight out of a horror movie, right? Who would write something like that? At first, Derek thought it was just some weird prank, maybe a neighbor trying to be funny, but the vibe of the letter was anything but funny. It felt patient, almost possessive, like someone believed they owned not just the house, but the family inside it too. Can you imagine how unsettling that must have been? He decided to show the letter to the police, who, surprisingly, advised him not to tell the neighbors. They warned that if the writer was nearby, any sign of panic could make things worse. Still, Derek and Maria tried to keep things normal. They hadn't moved in yet, but they kept visiting the house to plan out renovations, hoping to turn it into their dream home. Then, out of nowhere, a second letter arrived. 657 Boulevard is anxious for you to move in, it read, sending chills down their spines. It has been years and years since the young blood ruled the hallways. Have you found all of the secrets it holds? Who am I? I am the Watcher and have been in control of 657 Boulevard for the better part of 2 decades now. The Woods family turned it over to you. It was their time to move on and kindly sold it when I asked them to. Can you believe the audacity? It was as if this mysterious figure was claiming ownership over their lives. The Woods family, the previous owners, admitted they had gotten one odd letter before selling but thought nothing of it. Now, Derek and Maria were realizing this wasn't a joke. The Watcher mentioned things that could only be known by someone watching closely. They referred to specific rooms, specific details of what the Broadduses had done inside the house. One line stuck out most. I see you have painted the walls and brought new blood. Will the young blood play in the basement, or are they too afraid to go down there alone? If I were them, I would be afraid. It is far away from the rest of the house. If you were upstairs, you would never hear them scream. The police ramped up patrols around the property, hoping to catch a glimpse of something off. But it was like the shadows were playing tricks. No one was loitering, no one was lurking around, and yet those creepy letters kept rolling in. Some were typed, while others had that personal touch of being handwritten. It was like the Watcher had a front row seat to their lives, even mentioning contractors and the Broadduses' car in the letters. At night, Derek would lie awake, peering out the windows, his heart racing as he wondered which shadow might be watching him back. Meanwhile, Maria couldn't shake the nightmares, vivid dreams of someone breaking in and taking over their dream home. They had envisioned this place filled with laughter and love for their kids, but now just the thought of living there made her stomach churn. It was heartbreaking, you know. Eventually, they decided not to move in at all. The house sat empty, lights off, furniture still in boxes, but the letters didn't stop. "Where have you gone?" one letter ominously asked. 657 Boulevard misses you. It is crying for the young blood. Can you believe that? The writer claims to watch from the shadows, waiting for the rightful owners to return. I walk by many times a day. Perhaps you have seen me. It's chilling, right? In their desperation, the Broadduses brought in private investigators, even former FBI profilers, and handwriting experts. But every lead turned up empty. The letters traced back to a local post office revealed no fingerprints or DNA, just a ghostly silence. The profiler suggested the writer was likely older, educated, and meticulous, maybe even a neighbor. This person seemed obsessed, not with the family, but with the house itself, as if it held some dark secret that only they knew. How eerie is that? The Westfield police looked into the neighbors, but guess what? They found no proof against anyone. Some locals even thought it was all a hoax. Maybe the Broadduses were trying to wiggle out of a hefty mortgage. But that theory totally crumbled when the creepy letters kept coming for years after they put the house on the market. When they tried renting it out, things didn't get any better. Even the new tenants got letters. One of them read, "Welcome again to 657 Boulevard. The young blood must return. The house is happy to have life within it again. Have they discovered what's in the walls yet? It will not stay hidden forever." Can you imagine getting something like that? It's like the house was alive, desperate for its new owners to uncover whatever dark secrets it held. People in town started whispering that the house itself was cursed. Others said the watcher was the descendant of someone who once worked there, perhaps an old caretaker, or even someone institutionalized nearby. But the truth, no one knows. The Broaddus family finally sold the house in 2019 for a massive loss. They never lived there, never found out who the watcher was, and never got another letter once they left Westfield. 657 Boulevard still stands. Families have come and gone since, but the mystery endures. No one has been arrested, no confession has surfaced, and though the current owners claim they've never received a single note, neighbors still swear that sometimes, late at night, a figure can be seen standing across the street, motionless, staring up at the windows of 657 Boulevard. Maybe just a curious passerby, or maybe the next watcher?